I'm going to lead with this particular tweet for this video because that is going to set the tone for the rest of this video. My good mate Brady Schmidt today tweeted the EV sales for March in Australia, and lo and behold, pure EVs beat hybrids by 26%. That is 6,612 versus 5,247. And for second month running, EVs sold more than hybrids. So if you are somebody who is on the fence with regards to jumping onto the EV train, this may be the tweet for you. And in addition to that, Tesla has also reduced the barrier of entry because they've reduced the price of their Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, and it is in near 2021 rates at this time. Let's see all about that in this video, and we'll do a comprehensive cover of LCT, that is luxury car tax, of FBT, that is fringe benefit tax exemption, of stamp duties, and so on and so forth. And let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Nash from Tesla and the Gong, and let's look at a custom order for Tesla Model 3. We will stay with New South Wales for now, and we are going to choose a business account so that you can get the fringe benefit tax exemption. Let's hit on continue. For people who do not know, a fringe benefit tax exemption is this: if you have a car which is zero or low emission vehicle, and it's the first time you're holding and using this car on and after 1st of July 2022, and the car is used by a current employee or their associate, such as a family member, and there is zero luxury car tax, you can get this fringe benefit tax exemption, and it can amount to a small chunk of change. So that's something that we can look at. So when we go and configure a business account Tesla Model 3, you will notice that the Model 3 rear-wheel drive has now reduced in price, and now it comes at 60,900 with a drive-away price of 64,085 for a base version. So this is nearly 2021 rates here in 2023 because of a price reduction on the 4th of April 2023. Now, so if you are configuring a Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive with the highest possible option, that is the red multi-coat paint, with a 19-inch sport wheel, with a white interior, and also add full self-driving to it, which is $10,100, you will still not be paying a luxury car tax. You can see there's no luxury car tax, it's only local stamp duty. You do not get the local stamp duty exemption for a highest version car. Let's look at a car with the lower design and see where you can get that exemption from New South Wales. So let's say we push that to that level. So where do you get a exemption or rebate from stamp duty if the car's subtotal is $78,000 or lower? You will get that exemption. So we want to keep the car's base price to less than that. So if you are in a base version Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, and then you add the wheels and you add the white interiors and the full self-driving, you will still be below 78,000, and that will not attract a luxury car tax, and that will also give you that fringe benefit tax exemption. So you can still add FSD to a white Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive and be below the LCT limits. So that's pretty cool. Now let's push this to a long range car and we'll see what are the options that are available. Let's do base version of that car with black interiors and without self-driving. If you do this configuration and go into payment, you can see show details. Here you will not have a luxury car tax, and also the FBT exemption can be applied. Now let's try and push this up a little bit and see where we go from there. Let's do any of these color options, which are $1,500. This is black, gray, and blue are all $1,500. Doesn't matter what you're going to do. If you keep this and include an aero wheel, you're pushing that to $83,435. Not a great option there. Let's go and check that. So you can see continue payment and look at show details. A luxury car tax is not added because the base price is less than 79,000, but the local stamp duty, you lose that. So that is something to remember. Now, very quickly about luxury car tax. If the car is less than 84,916 for a fuel efficient car like ours, which is an EV, you can still get the LCT, but the local stamp duty you will lose because it has gone over 78, so it is 79. Now, where you can reduce this cost, if you go back to the blue and use the 19-inch sport wheel, you can get both the LCT exemption as well as the stamp duty exemption. There you can see that no stamp duty has been added there. That is pretty cool. So that is something that you can consider to do. So this is a long range Tesla Model 3 with a range of 602 kilometers WLTP. The rear wheel drive has only 491, so that is something to consider. I am just going to configure the Model 3 performance just as a whim, just to show you that immaterial of what you do with a performance version. Let's keep it all base and then go in there. You will still lose the local stamp duty benefit and you will have a luxury car tax of 1,135. So this is completely out of our preview here. So this only holds good for the long range and rear wheel drive Tesla Model 3 at this time. Okay, now let's look at ACT and see what we have here. In ACT, brand new electric vehicles eligible for full stamp duty exemption, new and used electric vehicles eligible for 2 years of free registration, but other charges do apply. Let's look at the base version. In fact, we can actually spice this up all the way to the top. If you go with the red multi-coat paint with 19 inches and black and white interiors, you don't have any stamp duty, so that's pretty cool, and you do not get a luxury car tax either. There's just local registration cost of 210 and CTP of 444. Not bad. The driver price for a rear wheel drive red with all maxed out trims is 69,064. Not a bad price. Now, if you are still looking at a long range, the base version with the black 18 inches aero wheels and black interiors will be about 76,364 to drive away. No luxury car tax because it is sub 84,916. This is 75,700 subtotal, and even if you add the full self-driving to this package, you still can slip under the radar there. And if you spice this up to a max level here with everything maxed out, you will see that the price goes up to 8264 and you will not have a luxury car tax as well. So ACT is a great place to buy a Tesla EV. Now let's look at Victoria with a business registration. This is the base model rear wheel drive and it's a drive away price of 66,350. And if you go into what Victoria gives you, they do give a ZEV subsidy of $3,000 if the car is sub 68,740, but they have a weird little tax. I won't go into the details of that. You can look at Chris's videos. I am going to link one of them in the description of this video to go into all of this craziness in Victoria. Maybe they should revisit that, and Chris is doing something for that as well. You probably would have seen his tweets too. Now let's go in and see. So if we start with the base price at 66,350, and you will get that rebate from the government, but you'll pay a local stamp duty of 2,638, which is almost the 3,000 that you'll get back. So that is quite high. And if you spice that up with a red all the way to the top with 19 and white interiors, that stamp duty is going to go significantly higher to 2,873. And if you change that to a long range, that stamp duty is going to go up more. So this is the highest version in the long range that you can buy, and the stamp duty for that will be 3,419. Because it is sub 86,916, you still will not be paying the luxury car tax. But if you go into the territory of performance Model 3, that will all change. So we're not going to go down that path. Now very quickly, let's look at Queensland and see what we have here. The government rebates for Queensland is pretty cool. Electric and hybrid vehicles will pay a tiered reduced stamp duty of $2 per $100 up to $100,000 and $4 after that. So both the rear wheel drive and the long range will fit into this bill. So let's do a base version Model 3 with rear wheel drive, and the stamp duty that you'll have to pay for that is about 1,254. And if you change this to the highest configuration red with the black and white interiors and 19 inches sport wheel, you'll pay a stamp duty of about 1,368. Now if you change that to a long range red all the way to the very top, that is the highest version you can buy, that will be a stamp duty of 1,628, and the lowest you'll pay in Queensland for your Tesla Model 3 long range with all the base trims will be about 1,514. So things don't look too great in Queensland. Now let's look at South Australia and see what we have here. So the government will give you $3,000 rebate if it's a sub 68,750 car. The rear wheel drive is 60,900 and a drive-away price of 66,058 at base price, so it will definitely qualify for that. Whereas the long range will not. It is 73,900 base price with a drive-away price of 79,578. Now if you want to configure this up, if you go into the red multi-coat paint with a rear wheel drive with a 19 inches wheel and white interiors, that will give you a stamp duty of about 2,676. That's quite high. And if you go to the base version with just the white and 19 inches wheels, or rather the 18 inches wheels and black interiors, that will give you a stamp duty of about $2,448. So that is quite dear too. Now instead of South Australia, let's look at Western Australia and see what we have here with a business account. Let's look at learn more. The Western Australia will give you 3,500 rebate for a sub $70,000 car. So definitely the Model 3 will qualify. In fact, the Model 3 with the paints was also qualify, I believe. So if you go to the paints with $1,500, you will definitely be sub 64,200, and so that will qualify. And the local stamp duty is 4,173. That is super dear. So this is a testament to all the people who are buying Western Australian Teslas with such a high stamp duty. They still are buying it. The passion is definitely there. The base version is $4,000 or 4,076, and this will of course go up if you do a long range car. The long range car with its base configuration and base trim will set you back by $4,921, and the highest version will be an eye-watering sum. I'm sure we'll look at that in just a bit, and that will be an eye-watering sum of 5,291. Hats off Western Australia, really impressive stuff. Let's have a quick look at Northern Territory as well while I let that go. So there you go, Northern Territory business account, base version, drive-away 65,330 with a stamp duty of about 1,881. Not bad at all. And if you go into the long range territory, you get the base price of 78,720 and a 2,271 local stamp duty. And last but not least, Tasmania. They have some great rules. Let's click on business account and continue. Here we see that the driveway price of a Tesla Model 3 rear wheel drive base version is 63,303, and let's check out what we get in Tassie as well. So in Tasmania, stamp duty is waived for all new and used electric vehicles, so you can breathe easy when you order your car. So you'll know that there is nothing added, and the stamp duty is completely waived off. That's pretty cool. 63,303 for the base version, and if you push it all the way to the top, you will get a drive-away price of 69,003. Pretty cool indeed. That is for the rear wheel drive. For the all-wheel drive, top of the line is 82,003, and if you want to take the base version with 18 inches wheels and black interiors, that is 76,303. Let's click on continue here and look at what the show details show us. no luxury car tax, local registration cost is $274 and a CTP of $302 with a plate fees of $27. Pretty darn sweet indeed. If you ask me, all states must completely abolish local stamp duty for all EVs. That will be a great amazing removal of barrier of entry. Now that's it guys, these are the cars that you can buy. The Model 3, the barrier of entry has been lowered by Tesla. The rates now are in 2021 rates, and that is awesome. Now if you are buying a Sexy of your own and if this video was useful for you, kindly consider using my referral code. The link is in the description of this video, or you can just scan this QR code and you can get my Tesla referral code. Both of us will get credits for this, so please consider using this. And if you are looking to buy Tesla or you want to try it before you buy it, you can hire my Tesla Model 3 Ex-Canberra. It's a SR Plus 2019 version. You can check it out before you buy with the link in the description as well. I'll see you guys in another interesting video very soon. Until then, this is Nash from Tesla and the Gong signing off. Peace.